Hello everybody, Francesco here from Movement Monastery. I am extremely sore today because I was working on a cheat gainer tutorial and my Eddie Gordo reenactment tutorial. So today we're going to be talking about ways to get over soreness for those of you that love to train. Okay, now a great way for you to start getting all that fluid back out of your body that is kind of built up from overusing your muscles and your joints and everything like that is to take an Icy Contrast Shower. So I'm going to jump in here. I'm just going to turn the water on, let it get a little bit warm so I can start to feel the heat kind of sink into my bones, and then I'm going to crank it over to the cold water and kind of shock my body the other direction. What this is going to do is kind of pump the muscles and allow for the ice heat contrast thing going on to let your body pump fluid out of certain areas. The only other way to do this obviously would be to move your joints around, and we're going to talk about that as well, but this is a great way to kind of get things moving without having to go out and train some more. So let's get to that. So I'm going to start out with some hot water, let it heat up. Woo, and it's extra hot because it's Arizona and I have a sunburn, which makes it even hotter. And then as soon as I start getting comfortable, I'm going to crank that all the way to cold. Here we go. Woo! And then as soon as you get used to that, you're going to shoot it back to hot again. Aww. And you're just going to keep repeating that back and forth. And you're just going to keep repeating that back and forth. And you're just going to keep repeating that back and forth. Back to cold. Woo! Oh. And I personally always like to end with cold just because it's more refreshing. So that's my first tip. Let's get on to the next one. The next things I recommend for recovering from a very hard training session is to do either dynamic stretching or controlled articular rotations, CARs, joint rotations. And I will put a link to those type of activities below, and I also will have videos coming out for both of them. I actually already have a video out for the CARs, controlled articular rotations, and the dynamic stretching, but I have a more current one that I'm putting out real soon, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that. So either one of those things, doing controlled articular rotations, aka CARS, C-A-R-S, or doing dynamic stretching, these are very light forms of warming up, as if you're warming up to go train, but then you just don't train. So it's just doing the preparation phase for it. And what this is going to do is put you through the range of motion, allow your body to kind of relax and still know that it has these ranges to work with. It keeps you from kind of freezing up and tightening up too much because you're going to be more sedentary than you were the day before. So just getting that extra movement in is going to be very, very useful for you. Also, I highly recommend, if you do have a garden or obviously a house or anything like that, I highly recommend doing some household chores, maybe some backyard chores if you have a backyard. Anything that gets you doing that hinging motion, squatting motion, reaching, twisting, anything like that throughout the day is going to obviously help pump the body and move everything around instead of getting stiff because you're too sore to move. So light movement will help. Click the links, check them out. Let's move on to the next tip. Another important thing you got to remember to do is drink a lot of water, especially on days that you're super sore, and stay hydrated by maybe putting in one of these emergency packets or some powdered vitamins. Just stay hydrated. Your muscles need this nutrients after being extremely sore, and most people don't drink enough water as it is already. So stay hydrated. It will really help you out throughout the day and probably help you recover a little quicker. One way to tell if you're drinking enough water is if you have to pee a lot. And some people don't like this, and I understand that, but if you really are trying to recover and you have really destroyed your body a bit and you're very, very sore, this is a great way for you to make sure that you're at least staying hydrated throughout the day for that day that you're really sore. So drink a lot of water. Now, as far as sleep, we can both agree sleep is very important for recovery. I highly recommend trying to get at least 7 to 8, maybe 9 hours of sleep, especially if you're highly active, you train a lot, and you're doing a lot with your body. But one thing can help you while you're sleeping is if you take a zinc and magnesium supplement, because it will help obviously with your natural growth hormone inside your body for you to recover a little bit quicker. Actually, after sleeping for about 6 hours, your body has produced about 30% of its natural growth hormone, and it releases the rest of it after sleeping a little bit longer. So this will help give that a little bit more of a boost. And if you're more interested in any kind of supplementation, I just put out a video about that. You can go check that out, and I have some great links on that video regarding things involving that. As far as replenishing with food and nutrients in that manner, I highly recommend eating some type of collagen-based food, an animal protein, or if you're a vegan or vegetarian, of course you can supplement that with something else. But just keep in mind that your body does need to rebuild itself at the cellular level, and that you're going to have to do some type of supplementation along that way if you're not getting in that food naturally or in a holistic way. So keep that in mind. You can get some great sources of that with bone broth, eating red meats. You can also get iron from that. Iron's very, very important, especially if you're doing a lot of heavy pounding stuff such as in tricking or parkour. Those are the kind of things you want to think about when you're doing that heavy stuff. I know that for myself, if I've been doing a lot of heavy training, it helps me out a lot if I eat maybe a steak a week because of the iron content inside that, and overall it just makes me feel a lot better and satiated, and I feel like I'm recovering a lot more. So just keep that in mind. Based on what your dietary needs are or dietary lifestyle is, you have to also think about what kind of nutrients you're putting in yourself to repair your cellular damage. You can also supplement with whey protein or pea protein isolate. Again, I had a video about that earlier, and if you want to go ahead and check that one out, I talk a little bit more in detail about that. And of course, there are links provided on that video so that you can understand more about what I'm talking about. Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. Comment below. Let me know the type of videos you want to see more often. Please subscribe, and I hope you have a great day. Subscribe.